Interviewer. Falling gas prices, we know they keep more money in your pocket, but this is an interesting concept. We teased this before the last break. Our next guest says they could also give the housing market a boost. Anthony Lolli joins, the CEO of Rapid Realty. So explain that to us. I think I understand, but it seems like something I wouldn't necessarily have thought of. But we have lower gas prices, and then what happens?
Well, it's a cocktail mix. I mean, you have the realtors pushing inventory that's further out, saying, hey, it's cheaper to commute. You have the builder where they're looking at the math, and they're saying, well, it's cheaper to build, and if the prices stay low, I'll be able to execute on selling in bulk.
So say somebody is in a position now where they either live in a major city, like this one, or maybe they live just barely outside it, just across the river, but they want to get that dream, some big house, they want the land, and they're going to buy it in the suburbs, but it's an hour commute. So you're saying they're more likely to buy that? Well,
there's studies out there that span over the course of 30 years, but there's never been a low interest rate environment and a low gas environment coupling each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. It's still too soon to tell, but so far so good.
Because the pragmatist in me says, you know, that's a mistake, because as soon as you buy the house, you're going to go through it, and then the next thing you know, gas prices are going to shoot up again, and you're stuck with the big house, and you're driving an hour to work, and you're paying $4 a gallon for gas.
That's the fear. That's the fear.
And that could very well happen, right?
Absolutely.
But how much is the real estate market contingent, or how much does it move around with these types of factors?
Well, in the oil production states, Texas, North Dakota, they're deeply affected. There was a big boom, but now there's major layoffs in the oil sector. So that's already, you're starting to see the real estate economy dip a little bit.
I didn't think of that like a Houston or North Dakota. Boy, that economy did great out there, but it was all oil. It was all the shale gas industry. So they're going to get hurt by this.
Very hurt.
What about other areas where the reverse might be?
Well, if people are well off, I don't think they're really counting their pennies on how much they get. So it's not going to really affect areas that the economy is pretty stable in terms of the household income.
Anthony, what about the millennials? Do you see millennials going in and starting to buy these homes, especially with the interest rates really low?
Well, you know, they have fear of buying right now. So I don't think that this is going to push them over the edge. I think it'll slow them down from buying that electric car. But I don't know if it's going to necessarily push them to buy a home just yet.
That's interesting. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, is that the next year may very well be the year of the big truck. We're all going to get pickup trucks and large SUVs because we could afford them. And I guess that plays exactly into what you're saying to some degree. So younger people, and Heath brings up a good point, they tend to, and I think some of this might be lifestyle, but they tend to want to live near urban centers and say if you're in the New York area, they want to live in Manhattan. If you're around San Francisco, they want to live in the city, those types of things. I mean, that's a lifestyle choice more than something that's contingent on gas prices, or is it?
Well, they have commitment phobia. They want the agility to not be committed too much. They may not keep a job. They're working remotely. So the rental market might be affected by the gas prices in terms of commuting back and forth to work, especially for people that work remotely.
You want to buy a house in the suburbs, Heath, after all this?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm having space envy every single time I see those big suburban houses. We just bought an apartment here in the city. It's big for our standards, but my goodness, when I see those suburban houses.
Yeah.
You like it, or it scares you?
No, I love it. Please, sign me up.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Good talk.